That's a one-handed faro shuffle. There are many ways of getting into position for the faro shuffle. Start by splitting the deck into 2 equal halves. Hold this pack by the first 2 fingers, about 1 inch from the top, along the sides. The thumb is free to retrieve the other packet. In this position, this pinky is going to aid in pushing this packet this direction as your thumb pivots this top packet that direction. They're going to meet at this bottom corner, and that's where you're going to begin your weave. So just like before, you're going to weave the cards. This time you're using one hand. Once you have the cards in the ready position and they're farrowed, you're going to complete the process of the one-handed bridge. Notice the arch that I created with the cards here. That's done with the thumb and the middle finger on the opposite sides of the cards. This pivot point finger keeps these cards up high in the middle. You squeeze tight, release, and they go together. That's how you complete the entire faro process. One important point with this one-handed faro shuffle: my cards have a natural bend this direction. That's why this is facing toward you. If my cards were bowed this direction, then I would hold them like this. There's a good reason for this. In my case, the cards are bowed like this because of the way I shuffle and manipulate the cards. They tend to take this shape. Split the cards in half. Do your faro from this position. When the cards are bowed this direction and this direction, they go together very easily. If I was to turn this around and try to do this, it would actually be very, very difficult because the cards are already fighting the physics of the faro. There are 3 advanced ways to get to this position to perform the one-handed faro shuffle. This first technique is called the basic one-handed faro shuffle. You split the cards at the back corner with the first finger, about half of the cards. You want to pull it back far enough to wedge your fingernail into here and slide the cards along your fingernail until you get to the top of the deck and get into the ready position. One important key point about this particular technique is when you split the cards, you definitely want to get your fingernail inside of here and slide this top packet along the fingernail. Otherwise, you're going to get this. Cards are going to slide with you as you move your finger up, and you're not going to be able to get 2 complete square packets. And once again, it looks like this. Get into your ready position. This next technique is called the scissor faro. It goes like this. You can take your first finger and put it on top of the side of the deck so you can hold the cards like this. The goal is to take the thumb to this corner and revolve the top half of this packet to the ready position. This is what you're going to do. Push away the bottom cards about 1/4 of an inch, which actually exposes a notch here for this top packet to be grabbed by the thumb. Now take the thumb and go back where it came from. This is going to release this as the thumb pulls, and you rotate around into the ready position. From here, you can remove this pinky to help guide and slide the cards back into a better position for the full faro. This next technique to get you to the ready position for the one-handed faro shuffle is called the Ferguson faro. It looks like that. This is probably the most difficult of all the techniques I've showed you. This is how you do it. Hold the deck like this. Your first finger is going to pull back 1/2 of the cards and slide them down all the way until there's about a 1 finger's distance above the thumb. The first finger then moves to the side and pinches the cards. All the cards should be able to be held by the first finger and middle finger at this point. Once in this position, the thumb is going to reach down beyond this corner of this bottom packet and rotate it around this pivot point to get it into the ready position. It goes like this. some fine points about the ready position for the one-handed faro shuffle. You're going to have to experiment with the position of the cards in your fingers to figure out the physics that works best for you. When I'm holding the cards like this, you might note that these two packets are below the first knuckle of my first finger. For me, that makes the faroing actually much easier.